residents witnessed the opening of Morne Liberty Park, sports development a priority in Canaries, and Prime Minister continues to champion resilience at the regional level. We cover all this and more in this installment of the Prime Minister's Weekly Diary. On the afternoon of Sunday, June 2nd, Prime Minister Honorable Alan Michael Shassney joined the residents of Mount Fortune for the official opening of a brand new park in their community. The park, which has been named Morne Liberty Park, is the latest major project to be unveiled under the Constituency Development Program. Several small contractors were engaged for various aspects of the project, and residents were urged to take good care of the park.
I applaud the residents of this area who throughout the years have remained confident, have remained determined to see that this park is completed. It is my second term in government, and I am happy to be here this afternoon, not just for myself, but for the residents of the Morne, who have been so patient for so many years to finally be able to deliver the facility that they so long waited for. I know you have asked for more with this park. We wanted this park to have a character that is different from some of the other parks that we have. We didn't want it to be too congested with too many things. We wanted some free space. So you see, we could easily place a 20 by 40 tent on this side. And if we needed to put another one there, we could. And if we needed to put another one over there, we could. Because we want this facility to be one that has multi-use.
Prime Minister Honorable Alan Shassney explained that projects like the park sought to impact the lives of the wider community.
This community is no different. When you hear how long ago the idea of this park came about, the mid-70s. In the mid-70s, that somebody had a vision to say, wow, this piece of space ought to be dedicated to become a recreational facility. I say that to you to emphasize that while I am so grateful that we've been able, through the assistance of Republic of China, Taiwan, and through the perseverance of the district, your district rep, to bring you this park, don't take it for granted. It is not to say that this is the last community that needed a park. In fact, I can go out through Saint Lucia and see many communities that are as equally deserving as yours to have gotten a park. Your district rep made a case, persevered, in order to make sure that you're on the priority list. But as the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, and the person who is overall responsible for the entire country, I have to bear that pressure to find the resources to make sure that we can put parks like this throughout the length and breadth of Saint Lucia. So the pastor, Mr. Thibbles, everybody who's come up here has said the same thing. Mr. Singh, take care of your park. It's yours.
Morne Liberty Park includes a gazebo, tables and benches, a washroom, and eventually a walk around outside the park, which residents, particularly senior citizens, will be encouraged to use for walking and exercise. Free Wi-Fi will also be available at the park. In the coming months, residents will be engaged in discussions for names of citizens and families of the community that have made significant contributions. The names selected will then be placed along the walls of the park.
We wanted to come up with a name for this park that would symbolize the history and what came out of the battles. And what we came up with was liberty. Liberty is derived from a Latin word liber, which means absence of restraint, no restrictions, the state of being free. This is how we want persons who come to this park to feel free, to be free, to relax, and to be happy at Liberty Park.
The Canneries playing field was officially reopened on Sunday evening with an official switching on of the lights, making it possible for sporting activities well into the evening. Prime Minister Chasney helped to signal the opening by playing a friendly cricket match with the parliamentary representative, Honourable Dominique Fede. The rehabilitation and lighting of the field was done in conjunction with the Saint Lucia National Lotteries Authority, and residents began to use the field right away with veterans and youth football matches.
So we are here, congratulations to you. I think that a champion football team deserves a champion playing field. And that's the message we're sending here today. And so our work to make sure that the youth have the best facilities is not completed. Because Canaries also happens to have the best netball team in Saint Lucia. And so what we must do is make sure that this court, standing adjacent to the field, is up to the standards of their performance. And we're going to make sure that this year that we will give adequate attention to the court to make sure that the champion netball team receives world-class facilities just as the footballers have done.
I am extremely pleased to welcome someone who I consider to be my good friend, someone who I consider to be a great visionary within the Caribbean. He thinks long term. He has a great vision for his country. But more importantly, I think he has a wonderful vision for our region. Please welcome Honorable Prime Minister Alan Chastney.
Prime Minister Chasney continues to lead the charge for the Caribbean when it comes to sustainable development and the impact of climate change. The Prime Minister participated in a high-level panel discussion under the theme Vulnerability to Resilience, You Choose, at the Caribbean Development Bank's 49th annual meeting of the Board of Governors. The meeting was held at the Hyatt Regency in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago.
What's the most important economic input that we're going to have? So if I reach my full potential, meaning that I reach full employment in Saint Lucia, do I have the capacity to bring in more labor? The answer is, of course. If I run out of money in my banks and I still have projects that are producing a competitive rate of return, are there more resources outside of Saint Lucia that are available? The answer is, of course. But if I run out of land, can I produce more land? And I can't. So it means that my output per acre becomes the measurement I must use in order to reach my full potential. So I just want to say that, for me, that's what we need to come to terms of what our potential is, relate it back to capacity, and then understand what the constraints to growth are relative to the competitiveness on a global basis.
The purpose of the event was to highlight the current and planned initiatives in regional economies to reduce their vulnerability and strengthen resilience. On Thursday this week, the government also marked 3 years in office on June 6 and published a list of over 100 achievements by the administration, which include security initiatives, fiscal measures, advancements in education, development of tourism, and the enhancement of the agricultural sector. The achievements can be viewed on the Prime Minister's official Facebook page. That was your insight into the Prime Minister's Week. Join us next week for another recap of the Prime Minister's Weekly Diary.